Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Election Edition. My name is Jack Pickett, and I'm the ASB Executive Council President. And I'm sure you're wondering, why is Jack hosting the show instead of our beloved host, Alex, too? Well, unfortunately, Alex went missing unexpectedly on an Australian walkabout over spring break. Hopefully they find him soon, because, I can't do this forever. I've got lots of presidential business to attend to, bills to veto, foreign dignitaries to blackmail, etc. But today, we will be interviewing ASB Executive Council candidates so that when you go to the ballot box next week, you can make informed decisions as voters. Our first candidate today, currently the sophomore class president, is aspiring to become the ASB Assistant Treasurer. So please welcome Tommy Harris.
Hello, Jack.
Tommy, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Have a seat. So, I don't have questions.
A few moments later.
Okay. Welcome back to the show. I'm just sitting here with ASB Assistant Treasurer candidate Tommy Harris. So we're going to ask Tommy a few questions. Is that okay with you, Tommy?
That's perfectly fine.
All right, great. So, name a West Valley event from this year that you would make sure happened again next year.
I think the back-to-school bash was very successful for its first year. There was a large turnout, and I think that's something we need to integrate more into our school, is where a lot of the students can really come together, just have a fun time.
So for those of you in our audience that don't know, Back to School Bash is the outdoor music festival / carnival that we had at the beginning of the year that was followed directly by the Ram Rave. And is there anything you would like to change about the Back to School Bash?
Well,
or add to it?
Personally, I thought it went pretty well. I'd reach out to my fellow classmates and fellow students at West Valley, see what they would do.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to listen.
All right. And if you could redo any grade, which one would it be and why?
Well, Jack, those are pretty limited options considering I'm only a sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
I mean, you could redo like first grade or something, I guess.
Oh, okay. Not high school.
You could, honestly, you kind of look like you could probably just go back and just be like, hey, can I redo first grade? And then be like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, well, I'd probably redo freshman year. Not because anything bad necessarily. I had a great time freshman year. I do feel a little guilty. Sorry, Mr. Blaylock. I traced a couple of your assignments, and I'd go back and I'd free draw that. So I'd like to formally apologize.
Wow, formal apology. That's right on. Okay, and the ASB asked the student body to expand the ASB voting to the freshman class. Do you think that was a good move?
Yes, I do. That's something I supported. I voted yes on that because they're freshmen, I mean, it's going to affect them next year. So I think everyone should have a say of who is going to help be in charge of the school and run it most efficiently.
Okay, and Tommy, one last question. How would you work to get info out to students and improve communication between the Executive Council and the student body?
Well, I would use techniques that we're doing now. I know, including myself, not everyone listens to morning announcements. I continue those. I feel we need to develop a stronger communication relay with room reps and their ramp reps.
Okay.
I think that would be the most effective with smaller groups. And then online resources, I think, on social media. It's a strong outlet.
Okay, all right. Well, Tommy, thank you so much. We're out of time. Have a good one. Now, our next candidate is ASB Treasurer candidate as well, running against Tommy. Her name is Mackenzie Jameson, so please welcome her to the show. Hi, Mackenzie.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Have a seat. So, Mackenzie, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, okay? So, but first, why don't you just tell us a little bit about, why you want to be Assistant Treasurer?
Well, I mean, I've always been super interested in leadership, and I thought now was the perfect time to get involved. I mean, I have an opening in my schedule, and it just seems just perfect because I love math, and contrary to what my socks say, I do love math. And
What do your socks say?
They say the 3 things I hate most are math.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, that's only one thing. That's the joke,
That's
right?
the joke.
That's
Yeah,
the joke.
that's
Okay.
the joke.
So it's like you can't do math because
Yeah.
math is more than one thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I got it. Cool. That's funny. Okay, so you like socks.
Yes.
All right.
A lot.
Now, Mackenzie, this year the Executive Council asked the student body to approve, a measure, a new constitution that would let freshmen vote. What do you think about that? Was it a good idea? How did you vote on that?
Well, I thought that was a really good idea because there's already a really big gap between the freshmen and the rest of the grades. Even though we're one school, one family, there's just a separation. So including them in the vote, they're going to be here next year. It's their ASB. So.
Okay. And Mackenzie, we'll go with a little bit more fun question. Is there a TV show that you watch consistently?
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. Okay. And why do you like Gilmore Girls so much?
My spirit animal is definitely Rory Gilmore.
Okay.
Because she loves reading and she's very awkward, but still super smart and fun. And she really likes books and puns, and she's super sarcastic. So.
Okay. And Mackenzie, name a West Valley event from this year that you would make sure happened again next year, and go ahead and talk about any changes or additions you would think of.
Well, the pink run was a super
Okay.
cool idea. I think 5Ks, just different events with the 5Ks, are a really good idea because they, promote health and all that. But it's also a bigger community thing. Not necessarily you have to go run this, you running, but
Sure.
it's more, hey, let's go do something fun together. Let's go support the community, and they'll see us running and be like, yo, those are those West Valley kids.
Okay, and if you could redo any grade, which would it be, and why?
Any grade?
Any grade. It could be like first grade, kindergarten, any all of your schooling.
That's a tough question. I'd have to go with maybe 9th grade
Ninth grade,
Yeah.
freshman year.
because, I don't know, it was a good year, but I kind of was like, oh, it's freshman year, I can kind of slack off. Or I stressed, it was
Maybe you
either,
didn't do as much of your homework or study as
Yeah.
much as you should have, sure.
it was either I was slacking off and not doing it, or doing way too much and being like, I have to get an A on this and obsessing.
I think a lot of people have some regrets from freshman year. All right, well, Mackenzie, that's all of the questions that I have for you. Thanks so much for your time.
Fellow Rams, my name is Tommy Harris. Some say I was born to rule. I say I'm born to serve. I've been involved in leadership since I was about in the 5th grade, and I've really grown to love what I do and why I do it, and I'd like to say I have a passion for the position. I'm running for Assistant ASB Treasurer, but I'm also running for the opportunity for something bigger. I want to help all the students at West Valley push their own personal boundaries and achieve their own level of success, whatever that means to them. I feel like I'm most qualified for this position because I've experienced it firsthand. I know what the job takes, and I've done it before on a daily basis in ASB. I'm good with math, thank you, Mr. Khan. And the training wouldn't take very much time at all, which would allow me to focus more on the efficiency of the school and starting the year off good. I've had the opportunity to step in as assistant treasurer when he has not been here in school, and I've had a basic platform to gain the knowledge of what it takes to be the assistant treasurer, and I feel like I truly am ready to take that on. So remember, when I see all of you, I don't just see my classmates. I see my family. If you vote for me, I will treasure you. Q Bruno.
Hiya guys, my name is Mackenzie Jameson and I'm running for ASB Assistant Treasurer. Some things you should know about me: I'm pretty good at math and really good at puns, but chemistry is an entirely different matter. Okay. I sometimes enjoy running, and I am on the cross-country team and the track team. I'm obsessed with fun socks, and I have 122 pairs, and I wear them all the time, especially on Thursdays. As a leadership student, I'd like to unite the freshman campus and the high school as one big family, as there's currently a huge separation between the freshmen and the other grades. One of my other goals as a leadership student is to help highlight different groups within the school to showcase different talents and ideas within our student body. I'm excited to see how we can improve our experiences at West Valley High School next year. Let's make next year rock and vote for the girl with the socks. Vote Mackenzie Jameson for ASB Assistant Treasurer.
Those were some great stump speeches. Now, the next position we'll be hearing from will be our candidates for Assistant Secretary. So let's take a look at those stump speeches right now.
Hi, I'm Desiree Griggs, and I'm running for Assistant Secretary. I am running because I've done ASB in the past, and it's something I love to do. If you vote for me, I will make sure next year's school year will be the best and as fun as possible. Thank you.
What's up, West Valley? I'm Benji Hull, and I want to be your Assistant Secretary. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and make false promises or create delusional fantasies that I can't fulfill and that no one could ever fulfill. But I do promise to go above and beyond. Every event, every project, or anything else that I am involved in, I will go above and beyond in. West Valley, I'm making this promise to you. And when I make a promise, I keep it.
Those are some great stump speeches. Now we're going to hear from the candidates themselves. Our next contestant is Desiree Griggs. She is running for Assistant Secretary. She is a sophomore, and she is currently one of the Mr. West Valley coordinators. So, without further ado, please welcome Desiree Griggs to the show. Hi, Desiree. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so my first question for you today is, how would you work to get information out to students and help improve communication between ASB and the student body?
One thing that I think would be really good is if we did lunch announcements once a week, like maybe every Monday, because we do the morning announcements every day, but I feel like a lot of students don't listen to them.
Sure. I mean, I don't know why they don't listen because it's my voice, but you know, I can't control everybody, so whatever. I think that's a good idea though. Okay. And so also this year the Executive Council asked the student body to approve a new constitution which extended ASB voting to freshmen. How do you feel about that? Do you think it was a good move? Would you have done the same thing?
I think that was a good move because the freshmen are technically like the same school as us, and they will be up here with us next year, and like doing all the things that we do now. So it's fair to them. But the only reason that it might not have been the best thing is because they don't really know the candidates
Sure.
running because they're not up here with us.
Okay. And if you could redo any grade, which would it be and why?
Does it have to be like a bad reason I'd redo it?
No, I mean maybe you just want to like relive the glory
I
days
would
or something. I don't know.
redo second grade because
Okay.
that was just good days.
Good times.
Good
Good times.
times.
Okay.
Good times.
Anything like specific, like
I mean,
you bubble
No.
wrapped a teacher's car?
it was
or-
like good teacher.
Oh, okay.
Recess.
Oh, right.
No
Recess.
worries.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. Elementary was those were GTs for sure, for sure. Okay, and Desiree, if we asked a West Valley teacher to tell us something about it, who would you want that teacher to be, and what would they say?
I would choose Mrs. Berryman,
Okay.
and she would say that I'm hardworking, energetic,
Energetic? Energetic,
sorry.
yeah, that's a word,
okay,
right?
Energetic, fun. Did I say that already?
Fun. You
Fun.
didn't say that already.
Okay.
But fun
And kind.
and kind. Okay. So Miss Barron would say that Desiree is fun, energetic, and kind, not necessarily in that order.
Hardworking.
Oh, and hardworking. Okay, great. Just wanted to recap that. Okay, Desi, and is there a TV show you watch consistently? What is it, and why do you like it so much?
I watch Grey's Anatomy a lot. I've gone through like
What
3
is
seasons.
it with
and
Grey's
I
Anatomy?
don't know. Like before I watched it, I was like, it can't be that good, but it's good.
I watched the pilot episode and I just could not get through
It gets
it.
better.
So
It gets better.
okay, well I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
All right, well Desi, thanks for coming on the
Thank
show,
you
and
for
best of
having me.
luck with the campaign.
Thank you.
Our next candidate is a candidate for the position of Assistant Secretary. His name is Benjamin Hull, or Benji for short. So please welcome Benji to the show. Benji, how you doing?
Oh, good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Jack.
good to see you.
Thanks
okay,
so much.
so I'm just going to ask you a couple quick questions. The first one is, name a West Valley event from this year that you would like to make sure happened again next year, and what would you like to do to add to it or change it?
Good question. I really liked Ramapalooza. I love us Rams just chilling and hanging out together and being able to kind of just become a stronger family. I also really liked that bands from our school were able to showcase their talent. And one thing that I would change, though, is that I would make the bands more of a main event. I would add more, separate the bands a little bit, distance-wise, from everything else, because I think showcasing our Rams is really one of the most important things we can do as a student body.
All right. And how would you work to get information out to students and improve communication between ASB and the student body?
ASB really utilizes the TVs in the commons, and they use them for mainly picture slideshows. And I think that would be a great way to get information out, to put flyers up there, put banners up there, that kind of thing. Just get information out to the masses. And I also really, really like and appreciate the social media accounts that West Valley has. I think social media is a spectacular tool that we can use to get information out to our students. And we use it all the time, but I think we could improve it to make it even better.
Okay. And this year, I think one of the most controversial things that the Executive Council did was when we tried to pass our new constitution, we opened up voting for ASB elections to the freshmen. So do you think that was a good move, or do you think we should maybe have not done that?
You know, Jack, I think that was probably one of the best moves that ASB has made this whole year, because the freshmen seem so distant because they're down at the freshman campus, but really, they used to not have any say on what was on their future. They were moving up to become sophomores, and that was their future, and they had no say in it. So I think allowing them to vote is really giving more freedoms to them and allowing them to make more choices for their own future.
And go ahead and just complete this statement for me. West Valley High School needs more blank and less blank.
Well, I know we have tons of it, but I think West Valley needs even more school spirit, and I think less hate towards each other. I mean, West Valley, we are a strong family, and I just want to help to make that even better.
All right, Benji, is there a TV show you watch consistently? What is it, and why do you like it so much?
So I watch White Collar, and it is a crime drama about this art thief / forger who was put in prison, and now he works at the FBI.
So you're telling me that your favorite show is a show about forgery, and you're running for assistant secretary?
As a matter of fact, it is, because it's a prime example of second chances. I'm a strong believer in second chances, and I think everyone deserves a second chance.
Well, Benji, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck in the campaign.
Thank you, Jay.
You can do it this time if you want. Now, there is only one candidate for ASB Vice President. His name is Charsky Kinlock. He does not have an opponent, and so he was not willing to join us on the show today. Nick here is our ASB hype man. He's the ASB hype man, and he's going to get off the camera now. Bye. Okay.
Hi, my name is Charsky Kinlock, and this year I am a candidate for ASB Vice President, and I am your only candidate for ASB Vice President. And to this, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to have me have a second term as your ASB Vice President. And I don't want to bore you to death because I'm unopposed, but just one thing I want to make sure to do next year is that I want to make sure that I give better information to my senators, because I notice some of our meetings have run short, and so I want to provide better information to them because there's time for it, and so the information can get to you guys through clubs or other things or your teams. So that's just one thing I want to make sure I do better next year. And Jack told me not to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway. Kanye 2020, go Rams. Hi, my name is Corbin Kinlock, and I would love the opportunity to be your ASB president next year. Together, we can make a school we are proud to go to and leave a legacy we are proud to be a part of. I just need your help. I can't do this on my own. I need help from each and every one of you to make sure your high school experience is the best it can possibly be. This is why, if I am elected president, I will make sure your voice is heard and your concerns are recognized. Rashida Rowe once said, "Change comes from within." I could not agree more. I believe that you all have lots of great ideas on how you think our school can improve. If I am president, I will make sure your ideas are heard. After all, this is all of our school, so why shouldn't we all have a say in how our high school experience turns out? For example, the winter formal dance was introduced as a new idea last year to ASB, and this idea was made into a reality. Sometimes the best ideas come from outside our perspective. Change comes from within. Some of the highlights of my high school career have been from serving the student body. Some of them are embarrassing, but I wouldn't change a thing. Many juniors remember the assembly on the first day of school this year, and let's just say it wasn't the proudest moment of my life. But I wouldn't take it back if I could. Okay, maybe I might. That's not the point. The point is that I enjoy serving my peers. I look forward to this, although it may not seem appealing to most, because I am ready and willing to make the sacrifice. I would love the opportunity to serve the student body in any way I can. The question is, will you let me? Yes, we have all these great ideas on how together we can improve our school, but none of it is possible without your vote. Help me help you with your vote. You make the decision today whether you're going to have a tomorrow or a better tomorrow. The choice is yours. Vote Corbin Kinlock for your ASB president today for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
I would like to start by saying thank you to all the people who have made my campaign possible. Without the support of my classmates, family, and our school staff, I would not have had the courage to run for president. When I signed up to run, I had no idea that I would have a tremendous amount of support from all of you. The support will be my proof and my message that I intend to deliver with my campaign. The selection process has a well-known stereotype, and that is, in order to win, you must be popular. This stereotype has put many of our students in fear of getting involved in school politics. With only popular students having the courage to run, we would only have representatives from a small sector of our school. Many students feel that their opinions are not cared about by our leaders, and it has been that way for a long time. But that can all change. As president, I intend to create committees who are dedicated to asking students for suggestions, in which I will personally read and consider each and every suggestion we get. I really want to make your voices heard, as I am a representative for your ASB. My goal is to get a stronger connection between all of our students and our administration. I feel that also, if I win, it will show that anyone can run for ASB Executive Council, and they can win. The more people that get involved, the better chances of having diversity. I'm ready to break the trend of only popular kids running, and hopefully we will have a bigger selection of students run for office in the future. Diversity creates opportunity, and as ASB president, I will make it my first priority to bring diversification to our student leaders and to create opportunities for a better environment at West Valley. Thank you.
All right, now you've seen their stump speeches. Let's hear from the candidates themselves. First, you're going to hear from Corbin Kinlock, currently the junior class president. So, please welcome Corbin. Hi, Corbin. How you doing?
I am doing great, and I'm honored to be here today.
All right. Well, Corbin, I'm just going to ask you a couple of really quick questions. And the first one is, name a West Valley event from this year that you would like to make sure happened again next year. And go ahead and talk about anything you'd like to add or change to it as well.
All right, that's a great question. One of the events that I really enjoyed being a part of this year was the end of semester party. I think we all deserved a break after our long and hard work of finals, and we all enjoyed the pizza afterwards. One thing I would change is I didn't see a lot of people participating in the blow-up toys, so maybe we take that out, and maybe we order some gluten-free pizza next time for the people who can't necessarily have gluten.
Okay. How would you work to get information out to students and improve ASB communication?
To improve ASB communication, I would utilize the TVs that we have in the Commons to their full potential. Right now, for most of the time, they are being used for slideshows. I feel like we could put more advertisements and more information on them to communicate to the student body what's going on at our school.
Okay, and this year the Executive Council asked the student body to approve a new constitution, and I think one of the biggest changes that came with that constitution was extending the vote in ASB elections to freshmen. So do you think that was a good move? Would you have done things differently, or what do you think?
I would have not done things differently. They pay the same fee we do for an ASB to be a part of the associated student body, so I do feel like they deserve to be a part and get to vote. After all, ASB does stand for All Students Belong. So.
Okay, and Name a West Valley teacher and tell us something they might say about you if we asked them.
If you were to ask Mr. Burns about Corbin Kinlock, he would probably tell you I'm a great listener and I have lots of potential to be a great leader.
Okay. And last question, Corbin. Fill in the blanks in this statement. West Valley High School needs more blank and way less blank.
West Valley High School needs more chicken Caesar salad days and less chicken sandwich days.
All right. Well, Corbin, thank you so much for joining us today. Next, we're going to hear from our other candidate, Josh Sixberry. Josh, come on in and replace Corbin there in that seat. Yeah. So, good times here on the set of the show.
Eventually.
Okay, and the doors. All right, the next candidate we're going to hear from is going to be presidential candidate Josh Sixberry. So, Josh, welcome to the show. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So, Josh, name a West Valley event from this year, and that you would want to make sure happened again next year. And go ahead and talk about if there's anything you'd like to add or change to it as well.
I'm not necessarily sure if this counts, but I really liked the college fair that we had earlier this year.
Okay.
I feel like it was a fun way to bring in students into the college experience and try to get them to look forward to where they're going to go after high school.
Sure.
They also had some of the military groups here to recruit, and I believe that that's a very great thing that we did. In terms of things that changed, it didn't seem to be very organized.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Sure. Okay. And how would you work to get information out to students and sort of improve the communication between the executive council and the student body?
Well, this is my plan, and it's still kind of in the works, but what I want to do is on my own time to go and create videos, which I hope initially are live streamed to possibly YouTube, and it'll be probably 10 to 15 minutes every other week to get information out that what's going on inside the ASB so more students can be educated.
Sure. Okay. One of the things that the Executive Council asked the student body to do this year was pass a new constitution which would allow freshmen to vote. So do you think that was a good move, or do you think we should have not done that? What do you think?
I think that was a great move, and I think it should have happened a long time ago.
Okay.
And sorry, I'm going to go a little depth on this.
Oh, no, go for it. Go for it.
Well, as freshmen, a lot of them aren't necessarily into the whole high school system yet. And what we have this year, we only have 7 candidates running for an ASB executive position, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So we have over 1,200 students in our school, and if you do the math, that's less than 0.5%.
Okay.
And I don't think it's very efficient for only 0.5% of the students to run for what is representing the other 99.5% of our students.
Okay.
And I feel that getting them involved early will get them more excited. Hopefully, in the future, we'll see more people run.
Sure. Okay. Name a West Valley teacher that you know, and tell us something that they may say about you if we ask them.
I'd have to go with Mrs. Fletcher.
Okay.
I had her for 3 semesters, and I mean, she'd say some good and bad about me. I think she would say that I have good work ethic when I'm under pressure, but I get distracted sometimes.
Sure.
Like every other student, but I think she would say when it comes to things that I'm actually caring about, I'm very motivated and creative when it comes to those things.
Okay. Go ahead and complete the statement for me. West Valley High School needs more blank and way less blank.
I believe West Valley needs more diversity in our student leaders.
Okay.
And less money-driven facets.
Okay, well, Josh, that's all that we have for you today. Thanks so much for coming on the show, and best of luck in the campaign.
Thank you.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition of the show, Election Edition, and make sure you get out there and vote and choose the best candidates. And to the candidates, may the odds be ever in your favor. Alex, what are you doing here?
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm just sitting in your chair. Is that okay?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go now. Well,
I didn't know that we had a show today. Yeah, no, it's this isn't plugged in.